Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to talk about something that can literally make or break a small business: inventory. And look, it's not just about counting boxes. We're talking about how smart inventory management can unlock cash flow, keep your customers happy, and totally transform your business from the ground up. So let me ask you this. Is your inventory silently sinking your business? For a lot of small business owners, inventory just feels like this constant headache. But the real danger, it's when you don't even realize it's the hidden cause of all these other problems, just quietly draining your bank account while you're busy putting out other fires. Okay, so let's get into it. First up, we're going to look at the symptoms, the hidden business killers. And I have a feeling some of these are going to sound, well, a little too familiar. So let's talk about the 4 horsemen of bad inventory. Seriously, if any of these hit home, you are definitely not alone. First, you've got carrying costs. That's the rent, the utilities, the insurance you're paying just to store stuff that isn't selling. Then there's obsolescence. Oof. This is when that super trendy thing you bought last year is now, well, completely worthless. Third, overstocking. This one's a killer. All your cash is literally trapped in boxes on a shelf instead of being out there, growing your business. And finally, stockouts. This is when a customer walks in ready to buy and you just don't have it. You lose the sale, and worse, you might lose that customer for good. See how these things just silently eat away at your profits? But listen, it does not have to be this way, I promise. So let's move on to the core principles. This is where we learn how to turn that inventory from a liability into a really powerful asset. So, what is inventory management really? Here's the key thing to remember. It's not just about counting what you have, not at all. It's about creating a strategic flow of goods through your entire business. I'm talking from the second you buy them to the moment a happy customer takes them home. And that brings us to the big challenge, the balancing act. It's like you're constantly walking a tightrope, right? If you lean too far one way, you're overstocking, your cash is tied up, your storage costs are going up, it's just stuff sitting there. But if you lean too far the other way, you get stockouts. Now you're losing sales, and let's be honest, you're annoying your customers. The whole game is finding that sweet spot, that profitable balance right in the middle. Okay, let's talk about a super practical method, especially if you sell anything that can go bad. Food, flowers, cosmetics, you name it. It's called FIFO, first in, first out, and it is your new best friend. It's so simple, but so powerful. The first stuff that comes in your door has to be the first stuff that goes out. It's a simple discipline that ensures everything stays fresh and cuts your waste way, way down. All right, so we've got the principles down. Now let's get into your essential toolkit. We're talking about the tech that puts you in the driver's seat, moving you from just guessing to making smart, data-driven decisions. First up, barcodes. And no, they're not just for the checkout line. Think of them as your secret weapon for speed and accuracy. With one quick scan, a barcode can tell you an item's size, its color, exactly where it is in your stockroom, even its expiration date. It's really the foundation for fast, error-free tracking. And then you have your point of sale system, or POS. A modern POS is an absolute game changer. Why? Because it talks directly to your inventory. The second a sale is made at the counter, boom, your stock levels are updated instantly. This gives you a perfect real-time picture of what you actually have. No more guessing. And this quote, this one really hits the nail on the head. Spreadsheets used to be the way, but they're just outdated now. They're full of errors and there's no automation. So if you're still wrestling with a spreadsheet to track everything, you're basically making decisions with one hand tied behind your back. Using old, unreliable data, it's definitely time for an upgrade. Just look at the difference here. It is night and day. On one side, you have spreadsheets with all that manual entry, so prone to human error with no real-time data. On the other, you've got modern cloud-based software. It's all automated, it's super accurate, you get live analytics, and, this is huge, it sends you an alert when you're running low on something. You can make smart decisions before you run out. Okay, but here's the thing. Having the right tools, that's only half the battle. So now, let's talk about optimizing the flow, because your day-to-day processes are just as critical as the software you use. Let's talk about the moment new stock arrives. You need a rock-solid receiving process. It all starts with a purchase order, or PO. That's your official record of what you ordered. So when that truck pulls up, your team doesn't just start unpacking. They pull out the PO and check everything against it. The right items, the right quantities, the right price.
It sounds simple, but this one little step gets rid of so much human error and makes sure you actually got what you paid for.
Now for the tough love part, dealing with slow-moving stock. You have got to be ruthless with products that just don't sell. I mean it. If something's been sitting on your shelf for 6 months, even a year, it's not an asset anymore. It's a liability, costing you money every single day. So take action. Bundle it with a popular item, offer a steep discount, run a promotion, whatever it takes to turn that dust-collecting stock back into cold, hard cash. You know what else your data can do? It can tell you who your best partners are. Just look at this chart. Supplier A, they're on time 98% of the time. Awesome. But supplier C, yikes, they're late more than a quarter of the time. That kind of unreliability can throw your whole operation into chaos. It can cause stockouts, even if your planning is absolutely perfect. And this is where it all comes together. When you combine the right tools with the right processes, something amazing happens. Your business transforms. You go from chaos to control. You stop just reacting to problems, and you start proactively managing your own success. So what's the ultimate goal in all this? It's this number, 1. A perfect one-to-one match. What your system says you have is exactly what's actually on your shelves. When you hit that, you've achieved total accuracy, total reliability, and total control. And here's the big payoff. The reason we do all this, it's not just about being neat and organized. Look at the rewards. You get improved cash flow. You get happier customers. You get massive cost savings. And you start making smarter, data-driven decisions. This is the good stuff. This is how you fuel real, sustainable growth for your business. So that brings us to the final question. What's the one change you're going to make this week to take control of your inventory? Look, mastering this stuff is one of the single biggest levers you can pull to make your business more successful. I know it can feel like a lot, but it all starts with one small change. So what's it going to be? Pick one thing from this explainer and just start. Start today.